Welcome to Michigan Reimagined, a Spotlight podcast. And here's your host, Chris Buck.
So just before the pandemic, a local group of entrepreneurs opened up a high-energy entertainment venue. And little did they know we'd all need to blow off steam in creative new ways. Here to discuss the newest evolution of High Caliber Karting and Entertainment is the marketing director, Jacki Krumnow. Welcome to the show, Jacki.
Hello, Chris. So great to be here.
So for those unfamiliar, tell the audience where High Caliber Karting and Entertainment's located.
Yeah, High Caliber is located in Okemos, Michigan at the Meridian Mall. It's kind of near the Dix,
Yeah.
and the Launch trampoline park. So we're located right over there in the heart of Okemos.
Fantastic. So you got athletics, in the Dick's Sporting Goods over on one side. Launch Trampoline Park probably goes kind of hand in glove with all the things you guys do.
Drop the kids off over at Launch and then come party at High Caliber as the adults.
Right on. Yes, exactly, because there is alcohol provided. We'll talk about some of the other offerings that you have, but that's fantastic. So, what's the mission and vision of High Caliber Karting for those who don't know?
Yeah, so our biggest mission is to bring joy to people and create joy and be that foster of joy in the Lansing community. That's always what we go to is JOI. It's our biggest thing, but we always love creating fun and just invigorating and rejuvenating activities that people can come out to. One of my favorite things about it is I'm always a big fan of escapism and everything like that. And High Caliber is kind of like that. Like I'm really into films and movies, but then High Caliber is also providing that location of just being a place where you can go off, blow off some steam, hang out with your friends, kick back with a couple of drinks and experience something new that you don't get to do every day.
Right. And so I mentioned in the intro that it was, the fall of 19 that you guys opened, and everyone knows at this point that the world shut down basically in March of 20. So in those a handful of months that you had to operate in High Caliber Karting kind of 1.0, what were the initial offerings? Because it's evolved quite a bit. You did a major expansion during the pandemic, and we talked a little bit about that on a prior show for those who want to go through my archives and see the High Caliber Karting owner on a podcast we did a little while back. But when it opened, what were the offerings that you guys had?
Yeah, so when we opened, we were a much smaller location as well, too. We were half the size that we are. And we had mostly go-karts, and we had smaller 6 lanes of axe throwing, and an arcade was pretty much it at that time. We might have had a rage room when we first opened, but it wasn't as big as it is right now. So.
Right. And the karting, we've all gone to, at least I'm an East Coaster originally, and so you have the boardwalk stuff, and I don't want to talk about any other brands, but there's go-karts and then there's go-karts.
Oh, now, we are go-karts.
Yeah.
We are go-go.
With a capital G, right?
Yeah, capital G, capital K.
Right. So these are not the lawnmower, tractor pull, just kind of the accelerators on or off.
They are European electric. So when you come in, if you've never been to High Caliber, it does not have a gassy smell or anything like that. They're completely powered by electric batteries, and they charge up in between every race and everything like that. So you're getting that really great full speed.
Yeah.
When it comes to us, and then we have the 2 tracks there as well. We have the red track and the blue track, and sometimes even on occasion we will connect those 2 tracks for mega track, which is always a big fun thing where you get to do the entire track and go and hit those top speeds really fast. And we're obviously one of the faster go-kart tracks in Michigan. Right.
And so during the pandemic there was a major expansion that we've kind of already alluded to. So over the last year or so, what are the new offerings and and the scope and size?
Yeah, it's really interesting that you said the 0.2 or 0.1 because we are definitely, I think we're at like High Caliber point 2.5, I would say, probably at this point.
Yeah, right. I would agree with that.
So with the expansion, that opened back up after, COVID finally passed and we were able to open everything up. We had the double clutch lounge expansion over there, and we now have throw bowling, which is also kind of known as foaling. Trademark is not ours, so we call it throw bowling.
Yep.
And we have 16 lanes, I believe now, of axe throwing. So instead of just the tiny little lanes that we had previously, it's an entire area, and it's super cool. We also have the Battlefield, which offers jelly ball blasters, which is like these tiny little, it's almost like airsoft guns, but lighter. They're like little things. They're like Orbeez, if you've ever heard of those.
Okay.
They're little plastic water-filled balls that burst on impact. They're really great.
So like paintball, but without the paint?
Without the paint and without the pain.
Got it.
So that's jelly ball blasters along with the archery tag and dodgeball over there. And
archery tag.
Yeah, archery tag. So it's a little bit more complicated. People think it's always going to be super easy because of things like Hunger Games, but it's not. Archery tag actually takes a little bit of initiative and strength with those bows and arrows.
Right. Okay. So massive space now, right? I mean, you pretty much have extended that whole wing of the mall, at least on the one side.
We have a second bar over there then too, the Double Clutch Lounge Bar, and we actually have a full stage there, and we've started doing karaoke every Wednesday night at 7:30. At 7, actually, sorry. 7 o'clock karaoke every Wednesday night. So people get to go up there and have a full stage all lit up and lights and full sound system. It's really probably one of the better experiences of karaoke in Lansing.
And did I see you're bringing in musicians too?
We were bringing in live music for a little while. The ability to do that and have great music every week was just a little difficult, as we found out. So we might do a couple of shows here and there, but as of right now, we're kind of focusing on karaoke because it's an actual activity, and we are all activity based. So it makes sense that we're doing karaoke where people can come and participate with it.
Right. Participate and engage and actually be a part of it as opposed to being a participant or just a pedestrian kind of observing other people doing stuff. So clearly with the expansions and all these offerings, you're not doing it in the hopes that people are going to come. It sounds like people are coming, and through popular demand and feedback, all this stuff is evolving.
Oh yeah, everything has evolved. It is we had one of our best years ever in 2022. So we're really looking forward to 2023, and it's just going to be continuously blowing things out of the water. We have started booking a couple of full facility events then too. We recently hosted the Sparrow Gala, and we just had another one last night where a company will come in and reserve the entire complex and, come in, have a good time, have as many people there as they want. Usually anywhere from 200 to over 1,000 people can do that. And I think that really just shows how great of a team that we have, that we've been able to expand and grow that far and be able to put on those really large events.
And I've heard, I was close enough to the ownership team to hear a little bit about the holidays, right? So every company tends to have a Christmas party, and you guys were the new shiny toy. And so everyone was, so I knew that there was event coordination, and for the holidays, but I was blown away to see that the Sparrow Gala happened at High Caliber Karting.
Twice, 2 years in a row.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so it happened last year, and then it happened this year again. We actually just hosted about 2 weeks ago. It was a big fun time. They knew what they were getting into. People dressed more appropriately.
Right. It was more. That's more of a suit and tie ball gown type of an event historically.
Yeah. You should see the way that they dressed for full throttle though. So they dressed in like race outfits and just sequins and all this crazy fun things, and people just had an absolutely great time.
That's great. And so these events, I mean, you got a St. Patrick's thing coming up, the Galentine's. I know that happened, right?
Yes.
So we're past February, obviously.
Yeah, we're past February, but Galentine's Day is to celebrate all of the girls in your life the day before Valentine's Day. So it's like a girl's best friend holiday type thing. And that's actually when we launched karaoke. That's when we did our first karaoke one, but we also had some specialties going on, date night ideas and things like that for your gals or your significant other. No judgment, obviously.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then St. Patrick's Day, every year we do a Race the Leprechaun event with our GM, Zach Bingham, who has also been on the show before.
Yes.
And he's our residential redhead, although he has no hair on the top here. It's just on his beard. So he dresses up fully as a leprechaun. And this year he's going to be doing a combat karting race at the top of every hour where people the age of 8 and up, so we are making it more family friendly, will be coming in and trying to race and beat him. And if they get if they end up beating him in the combat karting race, they get another free race afterwards.
So combat karting, I think we teased about this because I don't think the tech was completely launched the last time the guys were on the show. But talk a little bit about what combat karting is and what is available for people to experience right now.
Yeah, so combat karting is an absolutely amazing combination kind of between video games, AR, virtual reality, VR is what I'm trying to say, and real life go-karts. So there's a heads-up display on the top of the cart which projects your different weaponry and your ability to shoot lasers, sci-fi lasers, at your competition around the go-kart track, along with 2 immersive fog machine targets as well then too that you can shoot. And then when you shoot, the fog's going to go off on that and you're going to get a power boost up similar like to real life Mario Kart. You'll get a booster and you'll be able to hit that faster speed around and try to surpass your competition and everything like that. But it's a really fun, it's the next evolution of go-karting, honestly. It's been around for almost 80 years now, go-karting since the 50s. And it's the next step after all of that. We're making it digital. We're making it more gamified. And it is super fun. And High Caliber is the only location right now where you can actually play combat karting.
That's fantastic. And so do you, so what's the logistics of that? Can you, if I just showed up, or anyone listening decided to just show up, can you choose to do combat karting, or can you just choose to drive as fast as you can,
Yes.
against other people, or how do they set that up?
Yeah, so we have different carts for it, but you can come in and race either or race both all day if you would like to. So the combat karting is, you would go in and be like, I would like to do a combat karting race. It's $5 more than our other races then too. All of our go-karts, like I said earlier, are charged by an electrical battery then too. So they're just a different cart setup, and it's on a different track. It's on the blue track versus the red, and they get set up. So it's really easy.
Got it. Okay.
Not very complicated at all.
And then there's a teaser called "Something Small is Coming."
Yes.
Are you in a position where you can share what that's going to mean?
I am in a position of where I can share what something small is coming. That was one of my marketing tactics. We're having mini go-karts dropping live here in April. So they're minified go-karts, obviously, and they are for kids or adults if they can fit into them, because they are very small bucket seats. They are for 5 and up. To come out. And so we're still very much an adult-centric location, but we do know that there's adults out there who like to have fun with their kids. Crazy concept, right. I know, right? But we do want to provide that opportunity and give those kids and those families the chance to come out and have a fun time around the go-kart track for 5 and up. So they're tiny. If you see some of the photos online, you see one of our managers or Jordan driving around in it. They're tiny, but they're fun. So.
Right. And that's great because, if I remember correctly, there was no real kind of age limit, as young as you can go. It's just you got to be able to do it, or
no. So previously, the majority of our activities were for 8 and up, or a height restriction of 54 inches.
Right. So this opens the door for new customers to be able to come in and experience what they're doing.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's fantastic. So, and that's going live in April?
Yes. Our projection date right now is April 1st, and I really want to hold them to it because all of my marketing has been saying this is not an April Fool's joke. I swear to you, it's coming because a lot of people don't believe us.
And are they going to be able to race? Like, could I race with a little kid
if your butt at the same time? It, yeah.
No, but I mean, will adults in the big carts be able to race alongside?
No.
So there's going to be a wave of minis, right?
Yep,
so
that's correct.
This will be a mini heat, and whoever's there. Okay.
Yeah, I think the logistics of it is, we're looking at maybe at like the top of every hour or something like that. We'll be doing a mini go-kart race for the kids in the facility. So.
Right. And so, and every time I look up, I follow you closely on social media, and I live in the area and really kind of see what's happening. But there's every time I look, there's something new. As I was preparing these questions, I'm like, so what am I missing?
What are you missing? Okay. Well, let's see here. Well, we were doing the live music for a while, but we're taking a break on that. Karaoke every Wednesday. Trivia night is every Thursday as well, too. And we have different categories. We had Urban Legends a couple weeks ago, and people just came out in droves for that. They were very excited about folklores and cryptoids and, Nessie and Bigfoot and everything like that. But we always try to have like really fun categories for them. Teams up to 4 can play and win a $25 gift card for each player on the team. Okay. So we always reward people for coming out. Let's see what else we have. I mean, those are our Wednesdays and Thursdays. We always have holiday things coming up then too, like the St. Patrick's Day race, the Leprechaun. And, our big thing that's coming up is actually over in Labor Day, and that's going to be the Meridian Motor Fest, our 3rd annual card show. Right.
I forgot about the car show. Okay. And that's Labor Day.
That it will be Labor Day weekend, yeah.
And then the throw bowling, for those who don't know, right, that's set up kind of like cornhole or bag toss, right, where you have 2 teams on either side with but instead of a board, you've got the 10 bowling pins.
The 10 bowling
set
pins,
up like
it's very loud.
Pins.
Yeah.
Right. And then each side, instead of throwing a bag, you're throwing a football. To try to knock the other pins down.
Yeah. Yeah. The first time I did a story, like an Instagram story, I was like running around the entire facility trying to show everything that we had to offer for the All Access Pass, which is an activity-based package where you purchase that for one set price, depending on the day, and it will get you access to all of the activities in High Caliber. It's a really great score. Everyone should probably use it as long as it's available. Right now, currently, it's available Sunday through Fridays for $75, and it's all of the activities for $75 up to 3 go-kart races. But I was recording myself doing the throw bowling, and I was able to actually reverse the camera at the same time and hit the pins. It was my first time doing it. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I hit the pins.
Nice. That's awesome. So with the few minutes that we've got left, talk a little bit about the food and beverage options. We never really talked about the ability to dine at High Caliber Karting. And Double Clutch Bar kind of alludes to something, but talk about what kind of menu offerings do you have?
So we offer a lot of pizza. We have like a really delicious brisket sandwich and brisket nachos. We recently redesigned our food and beverage a little while ago, a couple months ago, and I'd say we're really hitting our stride with it now. Obviously, we have all the top shelves and, fun cocktails and everything like that, but we have really hit our stride for catering options for all of those. We did partially cater the Sparrow Gallon. We catered last night for a big full facility event. Oh my goodness. Really,
easy for you to say.
Yeah, it's not easy for me. We also have options like charcuterie boards and some like more bougier options for those bigger events, which is always really great. So
you can go and eat and drink and pause and game and spend 4 or 5 hours and have food and fun.
Yes, that's exactly the point of that all access pass then too, because if you get in there early enough, you can literally play every single activity and hang out at our bars and drink throughout the day, and also feed yourself while you're there then too. So.
That's fantastic. So awesome. Where can people learn more about High Caliber Karting and Entertainment?
Well, we have a whole bunch of social media, but the main part that you could probably go to is highcaliberkarting.com, and also sign up for our newsletter. I'll only email you once a week with all of our offerings that are coming up. And, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and our TikTok is a little unhinged, but it is quite fun.
Always fun, always entertaining. Make the effort, because you don't know how much you need to blow off steam, and this is the perfect place to do it. We've been talking with the marketing director of High Caliber Karting and Entertainment. Jacki, thanks so much for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me, Chris.